right, so we woke up at the Golden Bunny Unicorn Inn, and then we went and found Kina, and she is the halfling that works in the palace, and so she snuck us in, and it was great. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. We get into the palace and we go through the kitchens, and then we're like, okay, what do we do? And we have like an hour, and we decide to go check out Lysander's study, Enara's brother's study, and these guys are awesome and make all of their checks, and we find these weird blueprints with a secret passage, and then Ravi found the journal, but there was no entries, and that was weird, and Enara finds the super secret passage, and then we blow wind into the eagle, and then it opens up downstairs, and then there's guys, and they're like, no, you're not supposed to be here, and they try to wait for us, but we kill them, and we eventually find her brother, Lysander, the real Lysander, is gagged and bound, and it's a big happy reunion, and we have no idea what the hell's going on.
So here we are down in the purple cave dungeon below the castle of Gold Point,
Smiley purple
with
people eaters.
our good friend Lysander, Enara's brother, whom you have just rescued, and he
just met. Not sure if we're friends yet.
Well, he's here, and he said, there isn't much time. We have to stop them.
Stop who?
The imposters.
Who are they? How did you end up here?
Okay, that's a lot of questions.
You've had a lot of time to think.
First of all,
two questions.
the fuck are you? No, he knows you guys, actually. He saw you at the party, so he's seen.
Oh, that was
that's
actually
true.
him.
Yeah.
So when did the doppelganger take you over?
When the Sahuagin attacked our ship, Enara grabbed for the teleportation disc. I knew something was wrong. I ran towards her. I was teleported along with her, and I woke up down here.
Oh, you woke up down here.
In your own private sanctum?
Yes, but it was much different than I had remembered. Work had continued, I think, since our journey began. I was working on several different experiments down here, but nothing this expansive. I've been down here a week. I don't know.
So you bamf back here, and then people are waiting for you, and they grab you and tie you up? Or...
I woke up and I was bound here.
Ooh.
In this room.
And you don't know who these imposters might be.
They came down to see me. And one of them changed. I don't know how to describe it, but he became me. He has
Magic and stuff.
Took my clothes, my sword, and he was the only one I saw, but there was a female figure in the background. I couldn't quite make her out, but there would seem to be two of them. And from what I've overheard from these guards down here, they've taken over. They're posing as us, as Enara.
Have you ever heard why? Do you know of a Shadow King?
I do know of the Shadow King. We've been trying to stop him for...
They're not associated with him, are they?
Probably.
I don't know. They may be. They are... Again, they have some kind of magic that can let them impersonate others.
Well, that's who had your sister, was the Shadow King, or at least part of the Shadow King.
Yeah.
Then maybe it was part of the plan to bring me back here so that they could create a close copy, but that begs the question, how did they get a copy of my sister? She woke up.
Fair point.
Where did you wake up, sister? I'm so glad you're alive. They haven't seen each other. I just realized that. They haven't seen each other since that moment.
I think they hugged at the end of the last
Yeah, they hugged. They were like, oh my God, you're alive. So she recounts her experience waking up in the thing. He said something must have happened there before she woke up or whatever. And that's how they got a copy of her. And then I guess having him down here is when they would have gotten a copy of him.
From just before we see Lysander, at least in my mind, he could have been in on this whole plot to begin with. And I'm just wondering if Enara's mannerisms, his mannerisms, everything seems kind of true. She doesn't seem suspicious.
Sure. Make me, we'll call it an insight check.
I don't know that this is what I'm so good at.
Not with rolls like that.
Nope. 7.
A 7?
So good to see you, Lysander. Well, I'm suspicious of him, I guess. Maybe I'm still suspicious
Yeah,
of
no,
him.
they both seem very, I mean, she is like holding on to him,
Yeah.
like just, you can feel a wave of relief from her. She is very confident that this is her brother and that
And that other forces are working
she does not
against both
seem,
of them.
yeah, she doesn't seem to doubt him
Okay.
at all. In this moment, she's definitely just more relieved than anything. He does say, the Shadow King's involved. I fear that this may spell doom for the Fenorans. If they are here, and if this is, I fear they may be in danger. If they're plotting something against the Fenorans, if they vow allegiance to continue the coalition here, the unification of our countries and the other elven lands, that they may be under their influence or entering into an agreement that they don't fully understand, that could have some magical implications as well. I think we need to intervene. We need to stop whatever they're planning. If they're going to do something, they're going to do it the day the Fenorans arrive, before the ships.
Which is in an hour, I believe.
It's today?
Food's being prepped. It
Surprise!
smelled really good.
There truly is no time, but we have to hurry. Quickly, can we get back up to the palace? What should we do?
Yeah, you know how to get back up to the palace. We found your secret blueprints.
Yes, I am.
Is there anything in your secret blueprints that can help us get to the throne meeting room? Where do we know where this Fenoran delegation, where this meeting is happening?
Well, it would likely happen in the Grand Hall,
Okay.
where the Oracle sits and receives guests.
Do
secret passages get there?
Yes, I think so.
Like from down
Do
here?
you have the blueprints with you?
I think so. Bloop.
Yes, you do. Yeah, so he takes a look and he says, yes, I think these are the last. He sort of looks around. He's like, this section of it is not on here, but I think I can manage to find our way back to something that's familiar, and we can make our way to the Grand Hall, to the throne room, and at least see what's going on.
Lysander, what experiments were they so keen on, like, continuing in your absence? Like, is that important?
Well, we were in the. I have a penchant for magic, and I have a penchant for weapons. I've been constructing weapons imbued with the power of the land itself. As you can see, these caverns are full of crystals that hold immense magical power and potency.
Not as much
veins.
as this one. I don't pull it out.
If you would like to, you can, but I'm
Nope.
not going to tell
Nope.
I'm not going to tell you what you do. He says, speaking of, I think I might be able to help us. I certainly could use a change of clothes and to arm myself, perhaps a shower, and I could likely be of some service to you if there is a if there is a fight to come. I can arm us accordingly.
That would be sweet.
Do you allies in the castle? People who know
servants
you
or-
personally? Yeah, servants, guards, cooks.
Yeah, what are we gonna do here?
Yeah, I mean,
Stop! We're here to stop you.
I think we have to try to garner what support we can. I would venture to say that no one has I don't know what kind of if people
mean-
will recognize me in this state. Certainly, he does have like bright aqua blue hair. He's kind of a unique looking individual.
Sure.
So
But this is what I mean. Like, just because somebody looks like you, I mean, there's people who know you really well. And if you, the fake you, is behaving differently,
They'll
they-
know.
Exactly. Like, so I'm curious who.
Yeah, if you've had any guards that you've
I do. I trust.
Or- valets.
The captain of the guard is a close friend of mine. He and I spend many times planning the defenses of the castle. He was involved in these
Wait, what's
these
his face?
tunnels and secret passages.
The guy that we fought with? Oh, we're at a different place.
Yeah, that's not. They're not. Thaniel is not.
we ain't in Bronze Gate no
You have a
more.
General Thaniel too?
Yes, they're all named Thaniel. We just to keep things easy.
It's actually a title.
Every
That's like
general is-
a-
yeah,
it's just
general office.
we're all
office, yeah.
Enara.
Yeah, we're
everyone's
all
Thaniel.
Yeah, every
Okay.
general is Daniel, of course.
You're all Enara.
I would imagine then he would be present at this thing.
The captain of the guard.
Yeah.
Yes, he's probably there right now.
Well,
if they're preparing for it.
If we get close enough to pull their disguise off, then it'll be obvious.
He gets magical.
Yeah, I don't think they're wearing masks. I think it might just be like.
We can.
Can
Yeah.
we pull their magic off?
If we can.
I'm gonna pull your magic off.
Does anyone
Whoa.
know how to dispel magical effects?
I feel like I
Above my pay grade, buddy.
definitely. Yeah.
Very well,
I do
sister.
want to talk to you about crystal magic weapons, but now is not the time.
He's like, I may have some useful things in my library that could come in handy, along with some. He kind of like and guiltily looks at his sister and like some weapons and things that are prototypes. To be fair, prototypes, but they are exceptionally powerful.
That's awesome.
Would you also happen to know where this Fenoran delegation is staying or is at in the moment?
I can only
A guess, obviously.
guess. I would assume they're staying on their ships, or there are guest quarters here in the palace as well. We could
do
check them.
they
There's a guest
airship
wing.
or do they real ship?
The Fenorans are famous for their airships. They probably are docked.
And the airships dock right at the
yeah, there is an
palace, right?
airship dock up
Like
at
right
this
at the
level.
palace?
Yeah, like sort of
or
not
the
too far
palace.
from where you are. The palace is sort of right on the point of Gold Point,
Yeah.
and this giant cliff that falls down.
Yeah.
So just a little bit like, sort of a bluff right below the palace walls and guards. And there's a subterranean entrance in there.
Who would be there to greet them at the docks?
Air dogs.
Traditionally, it would be myself or perhaps.
Oh, would be one of you?
Yes. I mean, it was a royal delegation from the Council of Wizards in Fenora. They would be shown that's how I would have done it, being at the palace myself. But they would be shown a grand entrance and probably and you do recall like a bit of fanfare down that
Yeah.
end of the palace grounds as well.
Do you get a proper title as brother of the Oracle?
Well, I am the regent of Enara. I am the sort of the steward of the Oracle's well-being, and before my sister was declared the Oracle, I served under the previous Oracle
Oh.
several decades as her assistant in magical research
Interesting.
and things like that.
It's pretty serendipitous. Your sister gets to be named the next one.
Isn't it though?
So does that mean you are familiar with people in the Fenoran delegation? You personally?
I have met them. If
when's the
it
last
is
time
the
they came?
Council of Wizards, it was the last time they were here was 10 years ago. A few years before my sister was declared the Oracle. There's generally 5 of them. There's
All I'm curious about is if we can get them a message that says to be on guard, that everything isn't as it seems, but if there is something that you could put in that message.
As a trustworthy.
Correct.
This is from
Whether
a
it's-
trusted source.
Yeah, whether it's drawing on some experience from like 10 years ago or the history of, Fenora and Enara in some sort of relationship, but like something that gives that message some gravity if we can get it to them.
Interesting. Yes. I can write a missive with a hidden message that only, well, I'd have to choose one of them, I suppose. And I know if Sir Tuskingworth is here, then that would probably be the only one I know.
Man, I hope it's a walrus.
I do
or
too,
an
man.
elephant, or
Writing his name down, Ben.
He's
no,
dead.
don't. He's dead.
He's
yeah,
dead.
no. Why would you do that to Sir Tusking?
Why would you do that?
He sounded so gone before his time. Taken.
So he's dead.
I
now,
can't believe I painted a
unfortunately.
mini and everything. Damn it.
Sorry, Lysander. We're not going to be seeing you today.
So
But
Will,
a
Will,
council
His
keep,
fate is already sealed.
A council of wizards,
so
though,
Will keeps the book.
Yes, they're all very powerful wizards. Fenorans are renowned for their magical prowess.
that could possibly
Awesome.
dispel the magical prowess that's going on.
Quite likely.
So as long as we cause enough of a fuss to make them suspicious of signing any agreement, then we will have the truth on our side, and they can figure out what's real and not real.
Yes.
Yeah.
That seems
Checks
like
out to
We
me.
don't need to have them on our side. We just need to have them suspicious enough to find
To
out.
be like, let's see.
I should like to collect my books if we are going to be
Yes.
using magical means, and I will help arm all of you as however you need. I can also, you seem to have some kind of magical abilities, blue-skinned man. I can also offer you
Guess we
things
could
to
say
help
that.
bolster your magical skills as well.
Okay.
If you'll follow me, I will have to get to my study. And he
After
leads you
you.
back up there. So you guys are now back in that room where the sort of the fireplace revealed that staircase down here. He starts looking, going through his bookshelves and pulling things, and the door is still shut. And you guys are, Orrin probably will post up at the door and listen. There doesn't seem to be a lot of activity in this wing of the castle because everyone is still getting ready
Elsewhere.
for the
Yeah.
main
Stand
reception.
guard.
Is Lysander? Is he hurt?
He does appear like slightly injured. I mean, like his wrists are cut and chafed a little bit. So he's let's say he's down a few. Like probably about half health.
Okay. I will
So
cast.
he hasn't had the best conditioning
I
nor
will
a long
cast
rest.
a heal spell.
Great,
On Lysander.
Can I get one of those?
sure. It says,
No, I don't know what. No, I meant, can I get a heal spell?
sure.
I'm at 3/4.
Yeah.
I'm a little bruised.
Oh,
Yes.
from that last fight down in the that's right. We haven't had much time.
So he gets 3 hit points back. Lysander.
Great.
Before we leave the downstairs, also, were the guards that we dispatched, were they wearing like gold point or some sort of like uniforms or cloak or like some
Yeah,
sort
they
of,
were
like-
wearing like palace guard outfits, like the bodyguards of the Oracle and her regime.
I just
Their,
wonder about
retinue.
at least taking one of them.
Sure, because you guys are still in like your Marinen guard and
I have
the Bronze Gate
yeah, I have some
guard
Bronze
outfits.
Gate guard
Yeah,
outfit.
Yeah, Marinin.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You have to do an Australian
We're
Nope,
walking
nope.
in the palace.
No,
here. We're
no,
walking.
We walk.
Hey!
Hey!
You get 4 hit points back.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, will those outfits, can I change my outfit? Will those fit?
Yeah, you guys can. They're humanoid. They were like elf guards, so they're
Cool.
humanoid size.
Inaran Palace Guard, like
Yeah, so these are like they
Regalia.
have a lot of purple and red and a lot of like mostly purple and gold is kind of the colors of Gold Point and Enara in general.
Just going to assume that there's many Anaran guards who are blue, so that's probably not a problem.
No, not at all.
I mean they're like fairly you have gloves and everything. It'd just be like your face.
Just my
visible.
face. Okay.
Just your face. But
Marinans-
there's like you could put your helmet down if you wanted to. Like your
Marinans
mask.
don't support Gold Point in any way, as far as like sending like a
There's not like a
scribes
tithe
and
for
stuff.
guards or
It's
armed
cool.
forces or something.
There's a first for
like-
everything.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I don't think it would be. I don't think you would know enough about the palace and
I'm sure I wouldn't.
they would probably, if you ask Lysander or Enara, they would be like, they're elves like us. Most of the people here are. There's a lot more variation in places like Fenora and things, but Enara is sort of the home of the elves. It's the main elf country.
We're an elf country.
We're an elf country.
I can't wait to go to that city.
Yep, that's down south somewhere. I'm
Redneck
sure.
elf country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll make Tseemans like really, those from
Like the Wild Wild West.
Tseema. Anyway,
Go to the Bass Pro
great.
Shop.
So he is going through notes. He starts like knocking on panels in the room, and one
Need help?
of them like slides out of the way, and you can see like a vein of this purple crystal stuff that is in the bedrock. That is sort of like right below there.
That looks important.
So he starts taking out his magic books and starts like holding on to this crystal, and you can see his book starts to glow as he's like drawing magical energy from these.
You need to teach me how to do that after this.
Like, well, this is the whole point of my subterranean adventures, is that we're trying to harness the power of the land itself, of Enara. This is the way you've heard the phrase, I'm sure. We are all Enara. This is Enara. She's Enara. I cannot tell you the amount of truth that there is to that. This land has a direct connection to Enara herself, and there are certainly far more potent versions of this. This is like what?
Oh yeah, like the rocks you guys have.
I was gonna say, like this.
And he's like doing this, and he looks up. And he goes, "Where did you get that? What is that? Is that sister? What is this? Where are these people from?" He says, "That is, in fact, that is what I think it is. That is a piece of a godstone.
Enara's
An
Godstone.
Enaran godstone, a piece of our goddess herself. Sister, do you realize what this means? It means I was right this whole time. Oh my God, hold on. Okay, one thing at a time. Do you have any idea what that could do?"
Oh, I can feel how much
He says,
pure magical powers here, but I don't know how to wield it.
Your if I could do what here, let me show you something. Knocks on this other thing. This big panel slides away, and it's just a rack of weapons, various kinds, and they all have like little purple slivers
That's
in them,
awesome.
or like jewels mounted in the hilt. You're very excited by this.
Yes.
This is like some expert swords craftsmanship and
Yes.
jewelry.
And jewelry.
I know. I
Work combined together. Yeah,
It's
so
dead
it's
now.
like
Dead, yeah. Your hobby's dead now.
he says, I don't know. I mean, your sword there. Do you have any connection to your blade?
Not in a magical sense. Certainly, like I've had this blade for a while, but
Do you
it's nothing
know
special.
that I could take that seems to have a connection to you? And if my theories are correct, I could blend the power that is in that stone into the very power of your blade. If you would give me but an hour with it.
Do we have that long right now?
We can only, if we send a missive and we get it to the Fenorans in time, there may yet
Right, the missive.
be time.
Where's
I
my
can lend
ballot?
you one of these.
This is a
They are
perfect.
these.
He needs to send the missive.
These are entirely useful, probably better than what you have.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
if you would like me to, I could connect you.
You want to
and
use this
blade.
though?
I could use something
That
else.
seems insane.
It might be.
But
But
what do you use? What would you use this for? This is like raw God power.
it's absolutely true. But much like a person or a god themselves, this chooses to whom it has a connection. And it very obviously, as you see it sort of like pulsing with
Oh, is it?
purple energy. Yeah, like it's
Oh.
whenever you bring it out, it sort of like pulses. And it
I just thought
it very much has a strong connection to you. Like I could certainly use it for many different things, but it would not be nearly as powerful as it would be in your hands. And
Here, you hold it.
he takes it,
Yeah,
and it pulses just a little less
but less.
brightly. Yeah, not nearly as bright as is.
Here, you hold it.
Hump.
He turns into a bear and
Yeah.
Purple bear.
Yeah, Julius. It has a about the same sort of faint, dull
You won't hurt
glow
my
that,
feeling.
that he has.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's maybe a little less bright even than
Yeah, you
this
hold it.
Inaran elf. Yours glows almost as bright as Ravi's. Your necklace one is glowing,
Which
in
is under
sync
your armor?
with it. Yeah, it's under your armor, but you can.
I'm not
feel
outing
it, like,
you. I know how you feel about that.
proximity of that crystal to your necklace is pulsing,
And then it comes back to me.
and it glows brighter. Like it's
What
definitely.
about Enara?
She touches it, and it glows probably about as bright as you, maybe
Like
slightly
not
less,
as, not
but
as the,
almost the same.
yeah.
This game's
No, real.
dumb.
Meanwhile, the delegation is like signing the paper.
No, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I appreciate everyone
Meanwhile,
getting their rocks off with these stones and all, but like we have some
Right.
No, we have time with the message.
matters of
pressing
state.
Right. We need
well,
to.
fair point. Well, we'll put a pin in that.
Great.
I mean, Ravi, fair point to Lysander, but I can jewelry blacksmith some things too. Like I can do that. I can do that also.
Okay, all right, boys.
All right.
Like,
Put them away.
I mean, I'd like to see if I had my tools. Like maybe you have. Like I can see that you can do it. I just don't have this kind of setup. Currently, like as we're journeying.
It's like I could use an assistant if we're going to the forge, and I'm going to do this with my tools here.
Yeah, you're a jeweler.
I mean, I could use an
I
assistant
could
as well.
I could help.
Yeah.
I would be glad to be your assistant.
Sure.
If it meant harnessing even a modicum of that power, and if what I fear might happen, if worst comes to worst, then I would much rather have you, a capable wizard and warrior, apparently,
This is true.
with one of the more powerful weapons on the battlefield.
But these rocks here also, these purple rocks in this underground cave, is that what you're imbuing all these weapons with? Like, what is this stone? You're saying it's part of Enara,
This
it's
is-
part of the land, and it's purple glowy rocks?
It is. I've never seen
Not
anything
this,
that
though.
potent. This is like
Oh.
diluted pigment in a painting. This is straight from the source. This is the strongest, most concentrated version of what we have here. And these are veins that are very prevalent here in Gold Point, elsewhere in the in Enara, but not nearly as strong as even a fraction of what that can do.
How is his workmanship?
It's pretty exquisite. He's shown you this big weapons rack.
Oh yeah.
It's got rapiers, it's got daggers, and even like
Nunchucks?
hammers, and you know what?
Just
Cool.
hammers.
Yes, and a couple of pair of nunchucks as well.
Purple
They all have,
chains?
purple chains made of crystal.
Well, I take it back then.
They're pretty
Maybe
dope.
I do need a weapon.
Yeah, like there's he's been experimenting with like imbuing magic into martial weapons and harnessing them for use, I guess, in
Awesome.
the army of Enara to like bolster them. And as he sort of says as much, he's like, that we would.
You're my new best friend.
He's like, I am a skilled craftsman, and
No, he's your new boss. He's my new best friend.
I am humbled by your friendship. But I think we have,
we do have
a very
more
limited amount of
pressing
time.
things we need to do.
and I do think
glad-
we should go. You and I can work on this sword if you would, but lend us the
Okay.
sword, and I will write this missive. If you
Well-
two can see it to someone in the palace that you trust,
Well, now
I can give you. The
I don't
names
trust
of
anyone
some
in this
people.
palace, but
Well, what about what's her face?
well, I was
Enara?
going to say, what if we?
No, her handmaiden.
Well, I mean, is
Kina?
it how
Stone whistle.
how odd would it be for two of Enara's personal guards to be delivering an important message, or is that something that never happens?
Our guards can serve as messengers here in the palace. We have.
And what if we take it?
That might be the best
and just
way.
don the palace guard
Yeah,
stuff?
totally. And you and I just go hit
Yeah.
the airships and try to find this, and then if you can, if you can write another one to the captain of the guard, then we'll just go be errand
Yeah.
boys.
That's a good idea too.
Very well. I will make it appear, though, that they are standard issue orders from myself, and I will disguise the message in an invisible ink that only the captain of the guard his name is
Don't say it.
where it is. I don't want you to write it down.
We
That's
want him
the
to
reason.
live.
It's
I know.
not Sir Tuskenworth?
No, Tuskenworth is the Fenoran.
That's the wizard.
One of the wizard
oh.
council.
Keep up.
Yeah, come on,
And
man.
It was Thaniel just a minute
Uh,
ago.
All
Well,
generals.
all generals.
All generals are Thaniel.
Daniel's a
uh,
rank.
This is
Ariel is a lower rank.
Yes.
Niccarion is his name.
gonna
Niccarion.
remember
Don't write it down. I'll
Okay.
write it down
All right.
because I forgot to write his name.
I've already forgotten that. Carry on?
Niccarion.
Good old Nick.
Captain Niccarion.
Carry on luggage.
Niccarion. Yes. Got to make sure I write these things down before I say them in my head parts. And okay, so he gives you a missive. You see him like write as he's writing this invisible script. Again, he touches the purple stone
used the purple.
behind the panel, and the quill just sort of starts writing in this font that you see. It sort of glows purple for a minute and then disappears off the page. And it's writing. The quill is moving itself as he's holding the book,
Sweet.
the page. It's a pretty interesting form of writing and magic. So you, he hands you the missive. He says you can deliver this to the captain of the guard. Deliver this to the Fenorans themselves. They will know it's from me.
Mhm.
I have included a secret code that they should read this and know that we are in grave danger and that the people that they are meant to meet with are in fact imposters of some kind.
Mhm.
I think it would also be wise if we got some information on the Fenoran embassy. If you're there, just take stock of who is there. Try to get names if you can, or see if
Embassy?
what their general demeanor is. We may be
The envoy. Yeah.
perhaps too late.
So since we
already.
actually don't know the palace and Enara doesn't have a job, what if she comes with us dressed as one of the guards? Because she at least knows where the main
Yeah.
hall is, where all these
There-
people
I
might
must
be,
have met back up with Kina, yeah.
as opposed to us being like, hey.
We're
man.
new. We're new on
Yeah,
the job.
this is my first day. Do you know how to get to the...
Can you protect my sister? Can you keep her safe?
If I have those sweet swords, I can.
He's like, well, here, you can take your pick.
Take one.
I mean, it's going to take an hour for mine. I might as well trade it out.
Yeah.
So I'll give him the Godstone and my rapier.
Okay. Great. So he
And I'll
takes
take
those two things.
and I'll
he puts
take a
them on his
magical
workbench.
rapier.
But again, it's like a big, folding panel. There's all these weird secret panels in his room.
Is there anything
Um,
special about?
And can you guarantee the safety of my Ravi?
I will guard him with my
with my life. Does Enara, do you feel safe with us? Do you feel like we can...
Yes, I think I know the palace quite well at this point. I would be
He
glad.
literally saved her.
Yeah, the whole last week we've been saving.
Yeah. So I'm still catching up. I apologize. I don't. I did not mean to doubt you that you've brought her this far and returned her safely is beyond anything I would have hoped for down in that dungeon. But I will, yes, if she needs to go with you to make this quick,
Certainly help.
make this faster, then that would be good. I am capable of performing this, but I certainly would be willing to be an assistant to a master craftsman such as yourself. If you would like to stay, or if you would rather go with your friends, I will be here, and we will reconvene when we have more information.
Now this, I'd like to
You're
see
into
this
this.
through.
All right. I like you. You know what? This
I
is
like
great.
you.
Fantastic. So, all right. So
Finger guns.
finger guns. So you have two missives: one for the captain of the
Yep.
guard, one for the Fenoran embassy, the Council of Wizards that is in the palace as well, in the guest wing.
Mhm.
The captain of the guard is likely near the grand hall,
Mhm.
and you are all three of you. Julius and Ravi and Enara are dressed as
Correct.
palace guards. Okay.
Yes.
And then on the way out the door, I'll be like, okay, you two have fun with Audrey Windwalker's Godstone.
I'm sorry, what? Just walk away.
Wait, why'd you? Oh.
Great. All right, so we'll put a pin in that. Come back to what's going on between us. You guys are going to, where are you going first? The Grand Hall or the guest wing?
Whichever's closer.
Yeah, whichever. Yeah, or is more like on the way.
Yeah.
If one is on the way to the other.
Yeah.
Time
Okay.
is of the essence.
Yes.
So
Let's see. So you're over in like the personal quarters of so probably the Grand Hall is closest.
Oh,
The Grand Hall
figured.
sort of the central
Mhm.
part.
Mhm.
You're at like the Oracle's wing is over to this side, along with the library and all the other stuff, along with family and the regent quarters. So you probably have to go like through essentially the grand hall or a main entryway into the grand hall, and then the guest wing.
Maybe
would be
after I do
over
this, I
there.
can get a library named after me here.
Oh, expand.
Yeah,
Expand that
baby.
library empire.
All right, so you see what seems to be a rather big to-do in the main entry to the palace grounds. There's it's all very open air, kind of that same sort of flying buttress. Even the buildings themselves seem a little see-through, and a lot of glass and magical.
Kinky.
Yeah, a lot of it's very kinky, I guess.
See through.
See-through.
I got you.
Very see-through. Yeah, there's no privacy in this place. There is enough privacy that they draw curtains and stuff. But there's a lot of beautiful Gothic architecture, elven. I don't know where that comment was going. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone. So there's a big to-do going on in the grand hall. There are people coming and going. You see a lot of the same servants that you saw earlier making the food, now bringing the food in for a grand feast. There's
There any dips?
kind of any what dips? Oh, so many dips, like beyond the party.
Orrin's
I
gonna be
smelled everything when we walked through the kitchen.
Orrin's
I
gonna
smelled all
love
the-
this.
Yes. So Enara see. Anyway, you guys are approaching. You see a lot of banners that have been unfurled in sort of a dark blue and maroon.
Must be the fedoras.
The Fenoran flags out in welcome and all that kind of stuff, along with the purple and gold banners of the Gold Point and Enaran banners in general. I guess they're more like Enaran for the whole country, and Gold Point is obviously the capital city. And then you do see, and Enara stops in her tracks for a moment, but you see at the end of the hall, you see a woman in a strange blue or green wig, very similar to the attire she was wearing in at the party, but you see at the end of the hall, sort of pointing this way and that, a woman who looks remarkably like the woman who is currently in your company.
I lean in, I'm like, she looks just like you.
I know that it's okay. What is going on? It's okay. I can't believe they're all just listening to her.
Hey, we just have to act cool. We just got to find
yeah.
the guard.
Act cool.
Nobody knows who you are. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And you do see Kina does walk up to her a couple of times and is furtively glancing around, doing what she's supposed to be doing. But
Yeah.
she seems a little
Yeah.
suspicious
Now,
because of what you have now told her. And then you see a tall, slender elven man. This one with his hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, kind of dark black hair.
looks
And
just
he's
like
got nice
brother.
shiny green armor. No, he does not seem to be here. You don't see anyone that looks like
Oh.
He's
the
probably
guy
the
that you
other-
just said. Yeah.
He's probably meeting the wizards.
Oh, right.
This is probably
So
Captain.
yeah, so Captain Niccarion is
Gotcha.
standing sort of post at the door and ordering various guard attaches to various points. He's looking around at there's a high balcony around the main hall, and there's people posted with crossbows, various guards on duty. He's sort of examining the security, it seems like. But he is constantly talking with people and giving them orders, so you think that approaching him with a missive would not be out of step at this point.
How would how would her brother, how would you address him to someone else? You know what I mean? This is a missive from
The
Yeah, what-
regent. You would
the
call
regent?
him the
Okay.
regent. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what
Regent
I-
Lysander,
yeah.
Lord Lysander would also be, accepted.
Okay. So I guess I'll go up to him in the midst of all this and be like, Captain Niccarion, a missive from the regent.
Very well. Why are you speaking common? All right. And his face drops for a second. He goes, very well. You two are to be posted. You three. Sorry, there's three of you. You three are to be posted in the guest wing as personal attaches to the Fenoran delegation. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. It must have been an oversight in the guard duty shifts.
Yes, sir.
Did we all walk up there? And we're all
Yeah, you're
kinda
all
doing
sort
it?
of in a
Okay,
group.
just, well, in that case, I will like telepathically communicate with him and be like, "It's cool. We got this. Everything's under control."
I mean, being in a magical elven land, he's probably used to like.
Yeah.
Probably understands what telekinesis is.
What was that?
Like, holy shit!
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like we just were like, "Hey, man, your boss isn't your boss," and
Yeah.
you know, just something soothing, like, "Shh, it's okay."
I want to turn into a bear. It's okay.
And he like gives you a curt nod and then like walks into the grand hall and like doubles up security. Like you can see him like locking the shit down without trying to give too much away.
Cool.
So whatever orders were in there were definitely like, okay,
It's
now I
going
have a
down,
plan.
yeah.
It's going down. We're gonna need these dudes.
I feel like he didn't play that cool at all.
Me?
No, him.
Great. So then, so that you have delivered one missive, you are going to
Aha.
the guest quarters. Enara says, "It's this way. Let's go." And she's
Yep.
tries
You.
sort of like
maybe-
Return of the Jedi, or Return of the Jedi on Jabba's, like when they're all like, you see her and Kina like nodding a couple of times.
Like, hey, maybe you should be the person who talks next time, since you know
Yeah, I
Elvish
forgot
and all
about
that.
the oven thing.
Yeah, he was suspicious until he read the note, and then he was
Right.
like, "Oh fuck, okay."
Right. But that's
But-
what I say
yeah,
to
yeah.
Nara.
Well, especially with the
Yeah.
Fenora
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah, you can understand Elven, but you can't.
no, but I
speak it
haven't
yet.
tried to speak it.
Right.
So.
Great. Yeah, sort of like you can understand someone speaking at you for a moment, but
Yes.
speaking it back. is a
Thank
lot
you. Can
different.
I say yes and thank you?
Yeah, you can say like the basic, you know.
Don't
thing.
Hello.
say
You guys, I believe you
stop.
all learned a
Ma.
few phrases in
Oh
Elvish
yeah, that's
on the way
true.
over.
I
here.
totally forgot that.
Ma.
Yeah,
Mar.
Enara taught you
If
like
you
where is
speaking
the
tongue.
bathroom? Donde
Yeah.
está la biblioteca?
Right.
Like,
De
Yeah.
Atmar.
Yeah.
Imposter.
Casa de Atmar.
Maybe.
Right.
God, damn.
Imposter. Impossible. Great. So you
But also-
continue down to the guest quarters.
I forgot to ask this way back when, but are like a woman guard? Is that
One of the
normal?
people that you attacked in the
Okay.
cave was
So her,
yeah.
she wouldn't be out of place.
No,
right? Okay.
not at all. Yeah, there's a
That was my
fi-
other
a-
thought of just depending.
it's a
on
pretty you know
hierarchy.
gender forward thinking society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls can be guards. What?
What? I mean, their primary leader is
So that's why
female,
they have
at
a
least as far as you're aware. Great. So you guys make your way to the quite opulently decorated guest quarters. These are, you know, they're for visiting dignitaries. Obviously, there's a little bit higher standard. Not that the family or the oracle personal quarters were unopulent, but this is certainly.
But like, yeah,
Yeah, it's like this
Lavish
is like
for
a
the
Ramada
guest
Inn,
room. Yeah.
probably. maybe something a little bit nicer. I don't know. Maybe a Hampton. I don't know.
residence in.
But yeah, it's a residence inn. Really, it's like, you know, all the comforts of home right here.
Yeah, they have
Uh,
a kitchenette.
Yeah, and a kitchenette. And so you find there's a large parlor here at sort of the central gathering. There's like a rotunda sort of area with a lot of open air gardens, and then, you know, various guest quarters.
Still
off
see
here.
through. Crazy.
There's some like there's a group of seated people. You see it's sort of one of these open air gathering areas, like a parlor type place, and there are what seem to be a delegation of about 5 people, and then a man in a blue overcoat and teal aqua blue sort of hair. He's got a rapier at his side, and he's got like a little scepter sort of thing, like a staff as well. They're all sort of reclined in this gathering place, and they seem to be just shooting the shit. Just he's entertaining guests, and he's doing
Yeah,
a good
and this
job.
is fake Lysander.
Yes, this seems to be
Oh.
the regent
Ooh.
is talking with the delegation. You see a large man sitting on kind of a big ottoman toadstool looking thing. His legs are crossed. He's got this big golden staff, and his most prominent feature are his 2 large tusks
Oh, excellent.
and long trunk. You presume this to be Lord Tuskingworth. He is flanked on either side by a large man with a lion's mane and the head of a lion, human being, and then a small little frog-looking man sitting next to him with a big pointy wizard's hat.
Okay. You would fit right in.
Yeah. And they all have. And then there are two elven women. One sort of in like has a lot of like sun motif and like almost like her hair is on fire a little bit too,
Ooh.
like kind of like the bartender who is sort of like a half
Yeah.
elemental person.
Yeah.
And then the other one is sort of in a very strikingly beautiful woman. She seems to be the leader of this delegation in like sort of long purple and pink robes and long black hair.
And this is who. So it's fake Lysander, and in the circle are all the people
five
you just described.
Grand Council of
Yeah,
Wizards,
okay.
and Lysander.
Okay.
And there's a few guards posted around the rotunda, but it's a pretty large area, so it's they're sort of off to the distance.
And did we just like walk in the room?
There's a long corridor that leads up to the parlor. You can be outside of you can sort of see this at the end.
I mean,
of the
because
corridor.
I can telekinese the missive to Mr. Tusk's, if I can get within 5 squares, which might be easier than.
like sneak it to him. Like,
Yeah. As opposed to like us, because like in theory, we have orders from the dude who's sitting across from him.
Yes.
So that
Oh,
might,
yeah. I'm with. No,
with
I
a
tracked
secret
that.
message. Yeah,
Yeah.
It sort of explains that. You think
This is from him.
yeah. I mean, we.
No,
Could,
I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't know. We could hang out and try to get them on the way.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Like if we just like post up like we were guards outside the door.
'Cause I feel like I don't know, like a random letter might be kind of weird. Like,
Well, I would try to like sneak it. I wouldn't just.
no,
like,
I know.
There's a letter floating across this table.
Right,
Okay.
but still, them getting it without anyone knowing. Like,
you
who
you
it
do
is.
have orders from the captain of the guard to be the personal attaches to the Fenoran guard. Like you guys were.
that too. So we could just go in and be like, "Hey, we're like
He did tell you to come.
we're reporting for duty, just to be guards of you." I don't know how you say that. in
Well, I think we
guard
should have
speak.
but Enara do that in Elvish.
That's totally fine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we could just announce ourselves as
We just need him to read it. Is that right?
Yes.
We could just say that these are the orders that we got from the captain of the guard, and give it to him.
oh, that's fair.
If he reads it,
Instead of saying it's
if
from
he doesn't,
the region, we could just
stampede out of
captain the
here
guard.
because of it, then I think we're
Mhm.
we'll have a whole
Stampede.
set.
I see what you did
Then
there.
we'll have a whole different set of problems, I
Sure.
suppose. But
Yeah, that works.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's
We'll
that's
post up behind you.
very well. So you see, she walks up to Lord Tuskingworth, and I just love that name. It's so funny. And he's telling a story to the little frog man at this point.
Yes.
And he says, quite good. Yes, I'm sorry. What seems to be the problem? And she says, we've been ordered. The captain has doubled the guard. We've been attached to. We've been given permission to be your personal attaches. Here are our orders from the captain himself. And
Oh, in Elvish.
in Elvish, perfect Elvish. You can see she kind of like glances. She definitely keeps her face mask down
Yeah, good.
and like glances at her brother, which is very weird. Lysander,
Imposter Lysander.
imposter Lysander. Yeah, he's in the room. He's just
Oh.
nearby. He's just in. They're in this little parlor
Yeah.
circle hanging out. He does not seem to make
Care.
any indication that he is about to stop you. And Lord Tuskingworth takes the message and says,
I guess a bit unusual, but wouldn't you say? I'm just a host with the most, sir. Not right, Webbington.
This guy's awesome.
to the frog guy.
Webbington.
That
Nice.
is
I'm looking forward to hear all of their names here in a moment.
Yes, you are. Yeah, and so he takes a look at it, and there is Make a perception check. Sorry, awareness check.
So one, he at like about halfway through the letter, I would like to try to time sneeze or something to like distract.
Okay. Awareness, you say?
Just to put eyes on me and not on him in case he doesn't keep
Like
his
for the
cool.
split second kind of thing?
Yeah, totally.
Hey, awareness is a dirty 20.
Okay, you can make yours with advantage if you're gonna time a sneeze with it. Sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like,
Give him a second to like
yeah,
take it in without giving it away.
precisely. Yeah,
Great.
just be like,
I'll say that you're giving him the help action on his
You sneeze into bear form.
let's say on his
Takes more than that.
what is that?
Elves don't sneeze.
Rickery check? Sure.
Elves don't sneeze. What is this?
shit.
Elves don't have blue skin. What the hell is this?
Also, shit, I'm Marinin.
Hey!
You don't sound like you're from Marina. That's kind of weird.
Sound like you're from New York.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your awareness check. I'll roll one for Enara
boy.
as well.
Julius just goes off the rails.
I'm trying to help here. 10 for my awareness.
All the animal people would love him.
Delightful.
Everyone loves me.
Yeah. Also true.
Great. Okay. Enara. Yep. What did you get?
10.
10, and you got a dirty 20?
Dirty 20 for awareness.
Great. You see that without missing a beat, Tuskingworth takes one look at the message and then does a
I'll show you a little party trick.
and it bursts into flames. He goes,
Very well. Have a seat. I know you're on duty and whatever, but go ahead and just
Are there
Joy-
drinks?
doesn't miss a beat, like takes it in stride.
Cool.
Whatever. With your dirty 20,
Mhm.
you see that there was some kind of, as soon as his eyes touched the invisible ink, there was like a flash of purple in his pupils.
Sure.
And you think it was kind of like maybe like even a calming spell or something that like let him pass a deception. Like he was,
like the
yeah, something happened and then he like completely took it in stride, almost as like
like it was part of the
that,
missive.
yeah, like it was
he built
it was
that in.
very
Trick.
convincing, like so convincing that, and based on the captain's reaction, like you would not have expected that.
Right.
But this guy is either really good at magic or there was some kind of help spell imbued into the
Some
magical
arcana is
spell as
going
well.
one way or the other.
Yeah, and it's a very similar, Lysander was touching that purple stone, so maybe it was some kind of more powerful spell to give him like a help action or something. You're not 100% sure, but there was definitely something magical in his ability to react.
Gotcha.
That being said, you guys are now posted up with the Fenoran embassy until such time as they are going to be ushered into
Yep.
the grand hall.
This is
Are there
probably
any
fine.
other things that you are going to do? Are you just going to like listen in? Are you going to?
I'm gonna listen to Tuskenworth over here and grab a drink. Because he's like, even though you're like, come in and hang out, so I'll get a drink from somewhere. And
He said, "I know you're on duty, so you can't have a drink, but
What
Oh,
happened?
don't
make
mind if I
yourselves at
do.
home. Don't mind if I do."
Wait a minute.
Are you getting a drink?
No.
No. Okay. Great. Great. That's great. I think that's a good point to come back to the study where Orrin and Lysander are hard at work, working on Ravi's sword with Orrin, and using this sliver of a stone to sort of make. If we only. Sorry, wrong voice. Tuskingworth's not there. It's an addictive voice. He says, if only there were a way that we could somehow encase this in some kind of, I don't know, outer coating and facet it to make the light reflect in a certain way. I think this would go a lot better. Do you have any experience with that? Anything like that?
Lysander, this is all I've ever been training for in my entire life, and I want to show him my like sketchbook, where like,
Yeah.
yes, you can encase things in like a multitude of different things. Amber is an amazing way to do
Amber, of course. My God.
it.
The brilliance of it.
Yeah, I mean it's simple. It really is
Yes.
just the most simple of all the things. And, look here, like here's the thing with the rapier. There's two ways that we can go about this.
Okay.
One, I feel like at the bottom of the hilt.
Yeah, like a
you know-
pommel, a pommel stone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it seems obvious, but for something as prominent as this Godstone, I feel like that would be an appropriate place to put this.
Yeah.
But I also want to leave the sheath of the rapier, this part of it.
The
that we-
handguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The handguard.
Right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Sure.
That's also a potential if we think that the magic might be used in some sort of melee potential. Like, is this stone? Is the magic of this stone? Is touching something with it part of it? If it's not, I say let's go pommel. And if it is, if melee and casting it outward, then we want to think handguard.
Did we just become best friends?
I just want to show him everything. I
God,
also
the
want to
genius
look.
of it.
I also want to look at his. I mean, you said his stuff was exquisite.
Yeah. So there. I mean,
I've
there's,
never done this before. I'm putting on an air.
You are
okay.
Like,
deception
in my
check.
head. In
I'm
my
gonna need
head,
a
I've done this a
trickery
lot.
check from
Okay.
you then, as you guys go forward. But I'll give it you advantage because you are a jeweler. You've done some.
I
of
have
this
done
stuff.
some things.
Yeah, I'll give you
Add your
advantage.
jewelry to it now.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Oof.
Oof da.
Oh God, that was a 9 and a 1. Hold on, 9 plus trickery. Can I add my jewelry? No, I mean I'm already getting advantage. It's a 12.
A 12. He's like, you know what? You think outside of the box. It's unconventional, to be sure. But I think if it works, it would be immaculate. I think there's something here. Let's keep going. I know we don't have a lot of time. I'm getting excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. But we also have to get you and your other friend appropriate weapons or armor or something like that. We have plenty to choose from. This, I think, should be the priority, and then we will. I guess we'll just bring it to your friend, and unless we have time to all come back. But I think we all might have to intervene at some point in the throne room.
Bottom or hand guard?
Well, it depends. I mean, if only your friend could focus his spells through the sword itself, that would be something else.
No, Lysander. That is exactly what he does.
Wait. You just blew my mind. What? Okay, yes.
He's kind of a jock boy wizard, kind of like.
All right. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Pommelstone for focus, for channeling through his own magical prowess from the brain, through the heart, into the sword, the pommel, out the point. But we have crystal in the land itself that we do on the handguard.
Can we leave
We do
room
both.
for potential other jewels in the future as well?
Absolutely,
Okay.
we can. There'll be ways we can, if you find other things that are magical, that have magical potential. He's like a giddy schoolboy. He's like drawing stuff. You guys are both like, oh my God, there's it's like a little montage of you guys like broing out.
When it comes
And-
to actually putting it together, I'm gonna not do well. I don't think.
Okay, well now we need to do some kind of.
Now we have to actually put it together.
I think that's
Yeah, so we
Well, that
have
was
the
a
plan. You
great
guys are
pep
ready to
talk.
go. He's doing this.
I'm gonna it falls off
clank, 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 clank.
Yeah.
and then it explodes.
And is there? I think this is like.
What?
Tell me about your sword. Is it like a special sword to you? Is it like from your dad gave it to you? Is it like a family thing, or is it just like something you picked up at school?
I don't think it's a family heirloom, but I would imagine it's like a fencing sword like.
Top
For
of the
real
line.
life, I think you pick one that that you have for a while. So I think it's one that I've had for a while.
Okay.
But I don't think it's I wouldn't press it as like it's an heirloom, if that makes sense.
Okay. Cool.
Like probably custom made and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to
but
just see
not-
like how, personal of a connection you have to the sword. I guess.
I would say fairly strong, but like
Okay.
if I lost it, I wouldn't be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
my life is
I've got
over."
100.
Now
of
you
mine.
would.
Now I would.
Now I would. Okay, great.
But yes, there's definitely
Great, so that's going to add to this roll a little bit. It's going to make it a little bit easier.
Does it have a name?
I don't think I've named it.
Okay.
I probably should.
Okay.
I probably will now.
Any good sword needs a name. All right.
We're all
so
Enara,
let's-
so.
so we'll roll real quick for your construction.
Thank
I'll need
you.
you to make a, let's say, a jeweler's check, and so that your what are they called? The
Cajones.
no, yes, the occupation roll or whatever.
Oh, trades.
Yeah.
Trades. Thank you. That's what it is.
I guess it's a +4.
So make
if
a
that's
trades
what-
check
that's what
for
I have
jewelry. Yeah, so the DC is now lowered because of like Ravi's connection to the sword. He'll roll a trades check as well with advantage. You have advantage on this roll. If you want to re-roll it, you can.
Thank God.
Ooh, baby. Nice. Even better.
Much better.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh,
it was
much
a
better.
6 turned into a 22.
Oh, really?
You rolled a 2,
Oh,
and then he rolled a
An
19.
18.
oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that's good.
But
Well, that's-
22.
That's what he rolled as well. And you guys very easily, you just almost as you're working on it, like this seems like it just fits. Like it just there's already like a little engraving that's almost the same size as this sliver. He's encased it in like more of this purple stone. He's put like filigree on it that just like, you know, it has you helped him sort of come up with this design that's you know, it's a beautiful sword. You have imbued it with like some magical power for sure.
While we're working on it, I just want to ask him one question, and that is like, if you don't put the stone in the sword, can you still channel this magic from this stone, even if it's not attached to a sword? Is there a way to still channel the magic from it?
I suppose if you had a connection like Ravi's to such a godstone, you would be able to access it. Who knows? The potential of these. This is the first piece of this that is this concentrated that I've ever seen. The possibilities are somewhat endless. I mean, you could really. There's no telling what you could bend its will to if it was of such an inclination as well. If you and the stone were in like mind, and you were a strong enough wielder of martial prowess, willpower, magic itself, you could do limitless things with such a thing. And to see,
Does he have to say anything to channel the magic through the sword?
well, I think he just casts his spells and things as normal, and they'll
Okay.
just be like super powerful and
Yeah.
stuff.
Without giving it away, I'm just trying to learn if
There's-
I can
yeah.
also. Yeah.
There's no password or
Okay,
anything.
okay.
I think it would depend on the wielder and their strength of their strength to channel that kind of power in any application.
Mhm.
It would really just depend. But this was nice. This was really cool. I like you a lot.
I'm gonna like hug him.
Yeah, you guys like hug. And this sword is just like glowing. The whole sword sort of like has a purple glow now, very much like the jewel itself. Like it's sort of imbued into the sword itself. And he says, "Well, no time like the present. I suppose we should meet up with our friends. And do you need a weapon of some kind? You have yours.
I like mine. I'm sorry. I want to do this with mine at a later time.
Great. If time permits, I would certainly welcome the chance to work on your armor, your shield, your weapon.
Maybe
to
I'll
make you
grab
as-
that pair of nunchucks though for my other friend.
Certainly, that was just more of a fun thing that we did because it looked cool. But here you go. Sure.
I'll
Yeah,
put them whatever.
Yeah, in your satchel.
It's like,
Put them in mine.
Just over my shoulder.
Just like
or like,
Yeah, like that.
there you go.
Great. All
And
right.
I'll grab Ravi's rapier. too.
Okay. Great.
Does it? Well, we're not there.
All right.
Does
so,
it say like, I am now attuned to you, Orrin? Does it say that in my head?
what, the rapier?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the rapier. He's
Oh.
like, I'll carry it. over here.
I'm going for it too.
Oh, I was gonna give it. I mean, do you
I mean,
want to take it to him? I thought I
You
would.
guys
just,
like hands touch?
like
And magic.
Oh God. I mean, I'm so sorry.
Do flowers start blooming
Sorry.
when you touch his
Yeah,
hand?
it's weird. You
More
guys,
so
like-
than with Enara, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Something's blooming, and I think it's young love. He said. I mean, if I was hoping to present this to your friend as a token of my esteem. You can certainly take it if you would like. I just was.
How are you going to get up there? Did we talk about this?
No, I suppose we didn't.
Can you put on a little disguise and put on one of these guard uniforms too? And maybe that rapier is your weapon, is your guard weapon.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. but maybe this would help. And he sort of touches the purple stone again, and he casts disguise self on him, so he just looks like a different person altogether, and disguises himself as a guard. His clothes change and everything. His hair color changes. He looks just like a very nondescript guard. Just
Guard number 4.
yeah. He says, "Very well. Probably best to travel incognito, especially if we're going to denounce these traitors of some kind." Very well.
So now we're
think we're
going up
ready.
together as Enaran Palace guards.
Yeah,
as
like
well.
so
Okay.
it's about time, based on what your time frame was. You guys have finished doing Ravi's sword, and
We've delivered the missives.
yeah, you grabbed a different one though, right? You have
Just to have one on me. Yeah.
You're not unarmed.
But
okay,
no, correct.
Just wanted to make sure.
It's a generic rapier with the purple stuff.
Yes. And we will get into that. We may get into what those do later on. So we're heading towards the grand hall. Everything is set. A few moments before, like a few minutes before, we'll cut back to the parlor. Lysander says, "I have to go make preparations. I will see you all shortly for the official ceremony to begin."
During that whole time that we were hanging out, can I make some sort of check, just like of watching Lysander, just to see,
For sure. Yeah, we'll say
If
it was
I can
about half an
tell-
hour. Yeah.
like, if I can see through his ruse, like the magic that he has, or not to out him,
yeah.
but just to like more study it and see like what's going on there.
Make me
Is
an
the same
Arcana
thing that
check, I think.
He's doing in his room. I don't know. I just thought Nope.
Nope.
No, probably not. That's a 7.
I mean, you could walk up and poke him if you wanted to.
No,
and
not gonna
looks,
do
you wouldn't, but
But I
you
couldn't.
think
I couldn't see
just
through
looking
whatever
at
he
him,
has going on.
He looks completely
Yeah.
real and there, and like he's not an illusion.
Cool.
If he is, it's a very powerful one. Like
Yeah.
he's certainly. It seems almost like a physical. That is truly his physical appearance at this moment in time.
Like he physically was changed.
Yeah,
like, it
there's
wasn't
no
just,
like
like-
magical
like,
shimmer
Yeah.
or anything that would give away an illusion. This is like this person has actually taken
Like changed
the
his
shape,
form.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just thought I'd
Yeah.
Try to look
with it, and you
7.
7. Okay. Yeah. I mean, unless you're detecting magic or something.
I don't know if
might be
that's
a
a
different
thing.
answer. I don't think you could do that without being noticed in this group of wizards
Yeah.
and magic users.
I also think in this group of wizards and magic users, it's just going to be like magic everywhere anyway.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot
not
of
gonna
like
have
everything
any
would, it would be like
nondescript, like-
staring into the sun.
Yeah.
I think if you were to see things.
no, I'm not going as far as that. Just more of a mental, like magic-esque.
Right. Okay. Great. So we are heading into the grand hall. There is a large processional. You see. So first of all, there is a few minutes before when Lysander leaves. Before the Fenorans
right.
get up to go. If you want to do anything at that point,
Are there other guards in the room?
there are 2 other guards. Yeah, that seem to be of Fenoran origin.
Like, they
Yeah.
brought them.
Does
anyone say anything?
Tuskington say
Tuskingworth.
Sure.
Tuskingworth.
say anything to his comrades, or is it just like business as usual? And
If anything was said, it was not out loud.
Hmm.
But they all seem to be
They're just
playing their part. They seem to be at ease. They seem to be, like not. You can make an insight check if you want, just to sort of get a feel.
I guess
for the
we
room.
haven't really had it because I noticed that something was going on.
Yeah,
when I
you
read
saw
it.
like.
I don't think
something-
I've had time or space to relay that everything's fine to
17
you guys.
on
17.
insight.
Correct. On insight. Yes. They seem. 17. You see they are preparing, but there is a little bit of like slowness to their movement or calculation almost, like they are planning something as well. Like they are preparing in a way that is not like, okay, business as usual, gonna go sign this paper. They're definitely like, you can see them as they
Contingency
sort of like, once Lysander left, they started like, you can sort of like casually, because they're very powerful, but they're casually casting spells on themselves. Like, yeah, so
Okay.
like shimmering things, like you see the lion man, whose name you learn is Lord Umbermain, he picks up his staff that's like kind of a double-bladed spear, and like it sort of, as soon as he grabs it, like one end ignites in fire and the other one starts like glistening with cold, and so he sort of like just like, you know, uses it as like the staff of his office. He uses the frost end is down, so every time he puts it down as they're walking, like a little star snowflake appears at the bottom, and the, you know, like a big torch. The frog guy is like sort of, gets up and stretches, but he kind of stretches a little bit too long, and like you hear like his neck crack. So yeah, they're like they're not showing it, but they are like preparing for something. So they're like,
more than just signing a piece of paper.
yeah.
I guess.
But they're not showing it.
All right. Well, if
No,
everyone's
like you're, with a 17 insight,
okay.
you were sort of like picking up on these subtle things.
if everyone else is not showing it, then I will like, can I broadcast to everyone's mind within 10 squares, or do I have to like pick one person?
You find a radio tower.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your your
yeah, the class feature,
yeah,
like
your-
flavor thing. Just since nobody's showing anything, I figure I would.
I think you
talk in my
can.
mind.
Sure, we'll say you can reach everyone.
Cool.
in the room.
I'll
if
be
you
like,
want.
"Hello, honorable Fenoran delegation. My name is Julius Walla, and we know we're on your side. We have reason to believe that things are not what they appear, but we, the guards here, are on your side." And I'll just smile.
Like, all three of you guys.
Well, I mean, I'll smile and wave, but I don't know what they do.
Like, I did think it rather odd that they would send the Oracle herself into the room. Oh, my dear, please don't think yourself that you could disguise that from us.
He says, looking at an.
Oh, good. Well, then I take off my helmet. Well, it's really nice to meet you guys.
Wow, very nice to meet you too, Mainlander.
Take off my helmet.
So could you tell that he was not him?
That person who was here pretending to be Lysander, of course.
Oh, cool. All
You
right.
think they could pull a fast one on us?
Oh, okay.
Webbington, did you hear that?
Umbermain just kind of goes, just growls.
I'm assuming you knew then before we gave you.
We've been preparing for this for quite some time, my young man.
Oh, well, do you know what's going on then?
Absolutely.
Because we sort of stumbled into it.
Yeah.
We are here to put an end to these imposters. And if you would like to aid us in such an endeavor, we would very much welcome the assistance. Is it just the three of you, as potent as you are, and you are, my lady?
Two others?
There's two more that are going to meet us there too.
Well, two, you say?
And
Well,
the captain of the
hardly a
guard.
challenge at all.
And the captain of the guard has also been made aware of what is happening.
Oh, yes, exactly. Perfect. So we'll have extra security on our side as well. I think this will go swimmingly, and it'll be much more exciting than the last time, eh? Our last visit was, oh, so boring. I yearn for a good fight. Well, shall we?
Sick, bro.
Fantastic. All right. So you walk into the grand hall. You see the processional has already begun. There's been various, Inaran dignitaries and folks. You see at the end of the hallway, you see Lysander, or at least the imposter Lysander. You meet up with the rest of your group outside in the sort of the entry chamber, the central part, the gardens outside.
Oh, dang it.
What
What, with these two?
If you would like to, yeah. The rest of them are there.
I was hoping they'd get there late and they'd just be like, Ravi, throw me this.
That can happen if you want. I don't know how long you guys are going to be.
No, it's cool. We can.
Actually, no, let's see. Let's put a timer on this. Let's see. Yep, you guys get there first, you do not see Orrin and Lysander, that guy.
Real Sander.
Real Sander.
Adam Sandler.
There's Lysander and there's Truth Sander.
And then there's Adam Sandler.
He says, great. So as you guys are leaving, Lysander does say to you, he's like, I think the way to do this it should be rather public. That's the only way we'll have to really stop this whole thing before the Fenorans are too deep.
The way that we should do what?
Denounce these imposters.
We
If
go
your
in
friends
there,
are there, we have many allies in the crowd.
We go in there, point fingers, and just say, imposter?
I think if I can reveal myself to be at least look exactly like him, that there might bring something into question, at least to halt the ceremony enough.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. And there's powerful wizards that can like dispel all the magic and stuff out there. That's how I feel.
Let's take the secret tunnels and we'll come up from behind. Maybe
Secret tunnels.
Secret tunnels.
Everything about this is my favorite. Let's go, Lysander.
Let's go. Great. So you guys do not see Lysander and Orrin at the processional. You guys are following in step with the Fenorans. They are positioned. You see Captain what's his Niccarion is sort of the wedding planner. You know, he's like letting people go down. You hear some music playing, polite clapping, and at the end of the corridor, you see the two people up on the dais. Surrounded by various guards and things like that, the Fenoran banners fluttering in the wind. You start making your way down as you go through the main archway into the central, the grand hall. Lord Tuskingworth looks at you and says,
"Well, this ought to be quite the show. Let's go."
Who, me? Who does he say that
to the three of you?
Okay.
He's sort of like over his shoulder as he's walking in, and flanked by the four of them. He's sort of leading down the way, and I guess he'd be off to the side. The one dark-haired woman in the purple robes is sort of at the center, and she's heading down.
Are we in like the Mighty V?
Yeah, it's like it's quite a processional. Like you guys are sort of flanking
What was her
them
name?
on the side. Her name was where'd it go?
Mighty Beast.
Damn straight.
Vaneshi is her name.
And for Fineshi.
Yes. Yes. And then
She's
she
my new
is High Wizard Vaneshi. Is
Definitely my new wife.
Oh.
Yes. And you start to head down. Enara is in step with you guys. She's sort of at the center of the cluster, but behind you guys are sort of flanking her on either side. And as you get to the processional, you see all the Fenorans bow deeply, and you guys sort of see the rest of the guards sort of come to salute, and you follow suit, I assume.
That also.
Yeah. And you see them all sort of look up, and Lord Tuskingworth starts to say,
"Oh, yes, my deepest regards to the Inaran Oracle, now named fifth of her name, Enara, and the blah, 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 blah. Let's cut the pleasantries, shall we?"
And then at that moment, you and Lysander pop up from behind the throne on a little balcony up top, and you say, Much appreciated, Lord Tuskingworth. It seems we have a few traitors in our midst. He says,
"Oh, here.
and you see the two on the dais, the Oracle, presumably the Oracle and Lysander, saying, What is the meaning of this? How dare you? It's ruining this ceremony." And Lysander says, "I am truly Lysander, and Enara, the true Oracle, is here in person. What say we take care of these traitors?" And yes.
I just want to turn into a bear at a very poignant moment
Okay.
after everyone's done talking.
Great.
That's going to be my punctuation.
After the monologue.
Pretty much.
And he says, I compel you to reveal yourselves. And you see as these two on the dais are just looking around, your helmets fly off your heads, and Enara's helmet flies off her heads. If you were wearing a helmet, flies off your heads. And she says,
I would be.
and Lysander says, at last, the truth is revealed. These traitors have sought the assassination of myself and the Oracle. Let's take care of them, shall we, Lord Tuskingworth? And he turns around, and you see that same purple flash in his eyes, and he goes,
With pleasure, my lord.